welcome to the 7th Stadium here in Dubai, UAE. We're all set for the final day of the World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026. What a beautiful tournament it has been, and today is the last day. We are all set to bring you live coverage of the plate finals that is going to be worked out between Sri Lankan Airlines and Singapore Airlines. An exciting day coming up. We've got two finals. This one is the plate finals. Before any further advancement, let's go have a look at what happened at the toss with Atiq Nizam down there with the two captains.
It's toss time here at the 7th Stadium where the plate finals are taking place of the World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026. And what another magnificent game of cricket we are having here. It's going to be the finals, and it's going to be two of the best teams in the plate. Sri Lankan Airlines taking on Singapore Airlines, and to my left I've got them in that matter. Captain of Singapore Airlines, Mr. Jude, along with Captain of Sri Lankan Airlines, Mr. Chaminda Dizoisa, along with our two match officials, Mr. Zigam Abbas and Mr. Mujahid. It's going to be Mr. Jude who will be flipping the coin. Heads is the call. It's a heads. Mr. Chaminda, congratulations. First and foremost, you've done brilliantly to get to the finals. How does it feel, and how is the mood in the game, and what have you decided to do in the first place?
Yeah, okay, so mood is very good. Boys are pumped up for the finals. And yes, the wicket looks good. It doesn't matter we bat first or second. But we might have a bit of movement in the air early in the morning. So we thought we'll bowl first and then chase.
Well, Captain, firstly, I must say, Sri Lankan Airlines, you have been just a team on the up, isn't it? Started off rather slowly, had a massive loss to Fly Dubai, but then after that you managed to pick up your act. You've been unstoppable and you find yourselves in the finals. Firstly, how is, personally, even your form as well has been pretty good. Your boys have been playing extremely well as a unit. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess, as I said earlier, we were getting used to the conditions. Team is glued together very well, and every match we have performed better and better, and I want to finish it with a win.
Well, fantastic, Captain. I wish you all the very best and go well for the game. Jude, unfortunate. You've lost the toss, but what would have you done had you won it?
I think anyway we were planning to bat first, so it's something I want to try, because yesterday the first time we batted first we managed to put up a good score. It was a morning game, so we were planning to do the same. So maybe a good toss to lose today. We want to put up a good fight in the finals and make it as a memorable one for everyone. Yeah, that's what we plan to do today. Yeah.
Well, Captain, just to understand, what do you think is a good score here to limit the opposition to that you'll be comfortable chasing? I beg your pardon. In fact, you would be comfortable to put up on the board that you can defend.
I think yesterday we scored around 170 here, but I think anything around 150 plus will be defendable, I believe. But you will never know. But I think we will try to score as much as possible.
Well, Sri Lankan Airlines did beat you in the previous game. Time for revenge?
It's not a revenge. I think we made some mistakes, and then we say 5 run outs in our batting. That cost us the game. Came pretty close, but hopefully we won't make such mistakes today. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the very best, Mr. Jude. Go well.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, so there we go. The news from the centre. Sri Lankan Airlines, they've won the toss and they've elected to bowl first in these all-important finals coming your way.
Thank you very much, Atiq Nizam. That is the news from the centre then, confirming that Sri Lankan Airlines, they won the toss and they have decided to bowl first. As expected of the team from the island, they will be taking on Singapore Airlines, and this is what the two teams look like. Chaminda Dizoisa, of course, leading the Sri Lankan Airlines team. They've had a decent campaign alongside Singapore Airlines, who will be led by Jude and Suresh, both of them making it to the plate finals, and they'll be making sure that they try and get their hands on some silverware before they head back to their respective countries, of course in their own airlines. But it's going to be an exciting contest. Some interesting names in there. They've all had some decent outing here at the 7th Stadium. They've seen the conditions. They've played each other already. So it will be an exciting day of cricket here at the World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026 at the beautiful 7 Stadium that we're all set at. Few minutes away from the start, and Atiq Nizam, after the toss, has quickly run in, puffing and panting, to take you through the first few overs. It's over to you, Atiq. Good morning.
Good morning, Samir Yunus. Once again, lovely to see you here at the 7 Stadium. And Sri Lankan Airlines winning the toss, electing to bowl first in this brilliant day of cricket. The plate finals taking place. This is going to be a very interesting contest. Singapore Airlines are coming after a loss in the previous game against Sri Lankan Airlines. There was 5 runouts in that very game. Sri Lankan Airlines were magnificent with the ball, getting Singapore Airlines all out for not many runs on the board. So there's a chance of a revenge. Well, if you can get better at this game, which is all that matters. This is the finals, the plate finals. All right, we're all set to go. Sri Lankan Airlines have been in very red-hot form after having a couple of losses early on in the tournament. They've bounced back beautifully, topping the plates at this stage. It's been a very, very good event here for Sri Lankan Airlines. The World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026. The plate finals about to get underway. We're about to have the first ball of the innings. And it's going to be Pushkara who's going to be opening the attack for Sri Lankan Airlines. All right, so we're all set. It's going to be Sahil Shah and Arun Sabirarajan to open the batting for Team Singapore Airlines. Two very good players. Arun was the man of the match in the previous game with a brilliant 4-wicket haul against Sri Lankan Airlines. Bowled beautifully. He's got a job to do here with the bat today. Oh, good delivery. Just perhaps an inside edge. Might have saved the batter on that occasion. This is the reason why Sri Lankan Airlines wanted to bowl first, to make use of that power play overs early on. Well, that's in the air, and the catch has been taken. Early breakthrough here. That is Nalakadi Zoisa hanging on to that catch. That's a big, big wicket. Sri Lankan Airlines have started off with a bang. It's Sahil Shah who has to walk back to the dugout. What a start here to the plate finals. Sahil Shah, one of the top run getters, now back in the dugout. Early blood been drawn here. He departs for a duck. Singapore Airlines is none for one. What a start. What a brilliant start here. Sri Lankan Airlines drawing early blood. And Pushkara striking off the very second ball of his inning, of his over. None for one. Very good catch there. Nalaka previously getting that dismissal. Once again, a bit of yes and no there between the batters. Well, in walks Nisita Manukula Surya. Another very good right-handed batter. Nisita, he'd like to get some runs here. Going up against his own countryman is Nisita. So Arun Sabarirajan will now take strike. 1 for 1 on the board. Oh, beautiful delivery. A hint of movement outside the off stump. The line and length has been brilliant here by Pushkara. Exactly what the doctor ordered. This is the start that Sri Lankan Airlines wanted. And they'll want to keep picking up wickets here. Oh, that was almost a blinder there by Dasisi Shantamal at point. Let's have a look at that replay again. Almost sticking. Oh no, in fact, I beg your pardon. That was one bounce. But ground fielding, you have to give full marks there for Dasis. Brilliant piece of effort. Well, not the youngest going around, I'll tell you. But he's certainly giving the youngsters in the team a good run for their money. Well, that's been beautifully hit. That was a full toss outside the off stump. Easy pickings for any batter on that occasion. Well made, it look extremely easy there. That's a beautiful way to get off the mark for Arun Sabarajan. Full toss. And beautifully played. Look at that. Good looking cover drive. Right in the gap. This outfield is extremely quick. First over done and dusted, 5 for 1. All right, so it's going to be Chandula Hashan who's coming into the attack. Chandula Hashan picking up 2 wickets in the last 5 games. Sri Lankan Airlines have been brilliant. Had a great campaign here at the World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026 taking place after 28 years. Sri Lankan Airlines being an integral part, giving themselves a spot in the finals. So Nisita will play a vital role. Can he get a good partnership going here along with Arun? The first over, a very good one for Sri Lankan Airlines. But that was outside the off stump. Another dot ball. So starting off rather tightly here is Chandula Hashan. 2 dot balls to begin with. Well, that's been pulled behind square. There is cover in the dip. There's a deep fine leg in place. Then we cut it off. 6 for 1 on the board. So far, runs have been hard to come by, apart from one boundary off the bat of Arun. Well, he's got going here. He need to carry on. It's going to be wide outside the off stump. Well, power play over is going to be absolutely crucial here for both teams. Singapore Airlines, can they make the most of it? So far, Sri Lankan has started quite well. A full toss on the occasion. And a forward defense. Well, that should have been put away there by Arun Sabirarajan. Oh, base that outside edge. Beautifully bowled there. A hint of movement away from the right hand on that occasion. It's turned out to be a very, very good over here by Chandula Hashan so far. So last ball of the over. It's 7 for 1. One more delivery remaining. A dot ball. A very, very good over here from Chandula Hashan. Just 2 runs from it. 2 overs. 7 for 1. Sri Lankan Airlines in a very good position at the start of the innings. So Pushkara will continue. The Sri Lankan Airlines have started off nice and tight here. It's been exactly what the doctor ordered. The men from the Emerald Isle of Sri Lanka coming over to Dubai, playing in relatively new conditions. They're looking extremely good. That's outside the off stump. A dot ball to begin with. So it's an early morning start here in Dubai for these plates. The World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026. 8 teams taking part. Nisita has just struggled to get going here. Just 2 runs of 6 balls for him. Oh, that's a good shot. It's into the gap. This outfield is quite fast. And they'll get a couple of runs in the process. Good stroke there by Nisita. Well, the power play bowling has been nice and tight here by Sri Lankan Airlines. They've hardly given anything away. They've bowled good areas. Singapore Airlines, well, it's been tough going for them. But they like to keep getting wickets here at this stage, are the Singapore Airlines. also have the elite finals also taking place between Emirates and Fly Dubai. Emirates off to a very good start. Yasit Abekun and Krishna Karati going well, two of the most prolific run getters in the tournament. Krishna Karati having scored, is the highest run scorer in the tournament, 102 50s. He's been in red hot form, so has Yasit Abekun been. Emirates a very well oiled unit. Oh, that is close, but perhaps just slightly high up on that occasion. Oh, that is mightily close. Once again, the umpire thinks otherwise, perhaps just sliding down the leg side. Another very, very good over here. Pushkara has been nice and tight. Beautiful delivery again, playing across the line. Not the right shot selection on that occasion. Very good delivery there. Third over done and dusted. It's 11 for 1. So Chandula Hashan will continue. A run rate of just above 3.5 runs and over. Not good enough at this stage. Sri Lankan Airlines in a very good position. But they'd like to keep picking up wickets here. They'd like to tighten the screws. Oh, beautifully bowled. A hint of movement away from the right hand on that occasion. Arun Rajan had a great outing in the previous game. Run a ball 26 for him, 3 boundaries and a 6. Isita Manakula Surya also batted quite well, scoring 24 of 21 with a boundary and a 6 under his name. And Gaurav Makija scoring a very good 29 and some late impetus by Jagadish in the previous day, helping them to post a score of 178 for their 20 overs, which is a very, very good score under the circumstances. It was a must-win game for Singapore Airlines, which they did brilliantly. Thus find themselves here in the finals. Singapore Airlines overcoming Cathay Pacific by 33 runs in that game. And Sri Lankan Airlines, well, what a campaign they've had. United Airlines scoring 142 for 6. And they chased it down in 17.4 overs. Well, that's a wide down the leg side. That is poor there, to say the least. Sri Lankan Airlines, well, batted brilliantly. Asita Eranda scored a brilliant 67 of 49 delivery with 4 boundaries and 3 sixes to his name. Along with Shavindra, the wicket keeper, had a good outing, 19. And then some late impetus there by Rovin Jayasuriya helped them to post that, get to the winning score. I literally came up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm literally like a zombie right now. 17 for 1. Arun on 7 of 10. Nisitha on 4 of 10. It's been a very slow start here. Ball staying low. Well, Singapore Airlines, they need to get going here. They can ill afford to relax at this stage. Once again, very good delivery there. This is again a brilliant over. 4 overs done. Singapore Airlines 17 for 1.
Number 69. 69.
17 for 1. And there's now a change in the bowling. There's going to be some spin introduced as Dasis Ishantamal comes into the attack. One of the best players in the Sri Lankan setup. He played in the over 40 World Cup as well a couple of years ago. Dasis Ishantamal, he's been excellent, scored that brilliant 80 when Sri Lankan Airlines started off the tournament quite horribly. Well, just looking at what transpired in the previous tournament, in previous league stages. So the pool 1, well, it was topped by Fly Emirates. They were absolutely brilliant. 3 wins in 3 games, 6 points, marching themselves on to the finals here. Now, in fact, the top of the table of Super 4s. Then Air Arabia with 4 points, Singapore Airlines with 2. But the advantage with a tournament like this is even if you end up at the bottom 2, you can still find your way into the finals in the elite or the plate round. So the top 2 from each group will go on to the Super 4s. So you have the Super 4 elites and the Super 4 plates. So Emirates find themselves in the elites. Fly Dubai also was brilliant in the league stages. 3 wins in 3 games with 6 points. Etihad Airlines, 2 wins and 1 game with 4 points. And Sri Lankan Airlines ending up at number 3 with only 2 points, with 2 losses in that. But lucky for Sri Lankan Airlines, they peaked at the right time. They peaked during the Super 4s. And in the Super 4s, 2 wins in 2 games for Sri Lankan Airlines right at the top, thus securing themselves a spot here in the finals. Singapore Airlines at number 2. Well, that is mightily close. Was it bad first there? Dasis Ishantamal was literally pleading from the umpire. Well, the umpire says, well, it did look. Let's have a look at the replay again. Oh, that was mightily close, wasn't it? Very difficult to say. Beautifully bowled there by Dasis Ishantamal. So 1 more over in the power play to go after this delivery. Another dot ball. Well, it's been a tough period of play here for Singapore Airlines. Runs are hard to come by. 19 for 1 at the end of the 5th over. Well, speaking more of the points table, as Shandullah Hashan will continue on to his 3rd over. So in the Super 4s, well, that's in the air, beautifully played this time. But the fielder in the D will cut it up. They just get a single, though not the best of running there by the batters. So for Super 4s in the elites, you had the likes of Air Arabia, Etihad, Fly Emirates and Fly Dubai. Fly Emirates going with their bench strength. The previous game folding out for a massive loss to Etihad. Well, Etihad have not qualified for the fly-offs because the points are being carried over. Thus Etihad and Air Arabia bow out. Fly Emirates and Fly Dubai qualify for the finals from Elite. And for the Super 4s in the plate, Sri Lankan Airlines with 2 wins in 2 games play the finals along with Singapore Airlines, as Cathay Pacific and United Airlines don't qualify. So the tournament of the World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026 is set in a way that even in spite of early losses in the league stages, you can still make it to the finals. Oh, that's a good piece of effort. Their fielder running through, but has he managed to get enough hand? No, he has not. So that's a very, very good shot there by Sahel. Beautiful looking square cut on that occasion. Well, full points there for effort by the fielder at covers, but not able to holding that back end. Well, now you can see the intent begin to change there for Maroon. He's trying to go after the bowling. Well, you certainly have to. It's been some time coming now. We're down to the last over of the power play. 2 more deliveries remaining. But it's certainly been a tough period of play here. Singapore Airlines, they need some runs on the board. Well, down the leg side. He'll have to re-bowl that again. Well, that's a good shot. But once again, Assis Ishant Tamal is lightning quick off the ground. Well, I believe he's 42 years old, is Assis Ishant Tamal. But certainly moving like a 20-year-old. Well, that's a good shot. That's a very, very good shot there by Sahel. But the timing, not very good there. They'll just get a couple of runs. So 2 runs to end the over. Another very, very good over from Shandula. It's quite economical. 3 overs, none for 16 for him. 6 done. Power play overs done and dusted. Singapore Airlines going at just above 4.5. It's 28 for 1. It's 28 for 1. Nisitha, well, he struggled out there, hasn't he? 5 runs of 15 balls. Things not going his way. Nisitha Varnakula Surya. So Dasisi Shantamal will continue. Comes down the track. Launches it down towards long on for a single. Well, Dasisi Shantamal. He's a class act, this man. He's a captain of the Sri Lankan Airlines as well. Captain Dasisi Shantamal. He's been working for many years for Sri Lankan Airlines behind the throttle. Now he is here with the leading the pack with the bat is Dasisi Shantamal, and the ball as well, so to say the least. The lines and lengths have been absolutely impeccable here. Dasisi Shantamal is hardly given anything away. 1.3 overs, none for 3. Well, that's slightly uppish, but once again a brilliant piece of effort there. Flirting with danger there is Nisitha, advancing down the pitch for a slow ball. But nevertheless, nicely played there, just flicked off the pads for a couple of runs. 32 for 1. One more delivery remaining in the 7th over. Oh, that is close. That is close. But the umpire feels maybe perhaps the impact was just outside the off stump. A brilliant delivery once again. A brilliant over from Dasisi Shantamal. Let's have a look at that replay again. Beautifully flighted, but yes, a very good call there by the umpire. Seven overs done. It's 32 for 1. Well, it's all to play for. It's the Plate Championship final. Sri Lankan Airlines and Singapore Airlines right now. Singapore Airlines on the back foot. 9 wickets in hand. But the going has been extremely slow. Batting has not been easy out there in the middle. Nalaka Dizoisa comes in to bowl the 8th over. Well, that's uppish. But it's in the gap. And they'll push for a couple. Good running by the two batters here. Oh, good delivery. Beautiful line and length there. Now look at Izoisa just bowling it across the right hand on that occasion. Beautifully bowled.
Kanala.
Down the leg side. Love to re-bowl that again. Chance of a run out. A direct hit could have certainly been extremely interesting. Well, this is something that Sri Lankan Airlines have got to be wary about, giving extras, because got the opposition struggling to get runs, so you do not want to gift easy runs at this stage. Every run will certainly count, especially in the finals. There can always be scoreboard pressure, there can always be nerves. Sri Lankan Airlines, they've been a very, very good setup as far as the batting is concerned. They've been brilliant. They peaked at the right time. Oh, beautifully bowled. It's a nice bit of movement of the air for Nala Kadizoisa.
Nala, that's the line, Nala. Kanala.
Well, that's nicely hit. That's a very, very good shot. Nisita finally cuts loose. It's been some time coming, and it's the first boundary of his innings here for Nisita Manukalosuria. They were slightly angling down the leg side, but then bringing that left-hander's grace, isn't it? Beautifully played. A boundary towards the square leg region. Well, it's wide outside the off stump. Once again, it's hit into the gap. There is a fielder in the deep that we cut it off. And another single. It's 41 for 1. One more delivery remaining. This over going for 9 runs from Nala Kadizoisa. Oh, good delivery. Excellent delivery. A dot ball to end the over. So good over here for Sri Lankan, for Singapore Airlines in fact. 9 runs come off it. 41 for 1 at the end of the 8th over.
Hey, hello, hello. Go. Go. Come on, guys. Come on, come on, come on. We are behind. Come on. What do you want? Dana back. Go, guys, push it. Asi, deep. Asi, 3/4 again in the hurry. Bowling change, guys. Batsman. Bowling change, right arm over.
So Nisita 13 of 22, 41 for 1 after 8 overs. Well, just nicely tucked down towards the final leg region. The Singapore Airlines, they need to up the ante here now. Current run rate of just above 5 runs and over, projected score just above 100. Not good enough at this stage. It's Sanjay Vettimuni who comes into the attack. A very good right arm off spinner, son of former Sri Lankan test batsman, former Sri Lankan captain Sanjay Vettimuni. His father was one of the prolific run getters for Sri Lanka in the early 1970s, 1980s. Oh, beautifully bowled, a quicker one this time. For Sanjay Vettimuni, he proudly states he's completely opposite from his father, Sanjay. His father being a prolific opening batter. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. A quicker one this time just outside the off stump. So 3 deliveries remaining in the over. Arun 18 of 26, Nisita 14 of 23. These two batters, well, they've not thrown their wickets away, but the runs have been tough to come by. Oh, that's just so outside away from the reach of the bowler. That could have easily been lobbied straight back at him. Well, that's good. That's pitching outside leg stump. Once again, hardly giving any runs away here are the Sri Lankan Airlines bowlers. They've been extremely tight. The run rate's been hovering around that 5 run per over mark now for quite some time. Last ball of the over. Good delivery. Just dug down towards the sweeper cover. They'll just push for a couple. They get it with ease. 9 overs done. It's 45 for 1.
Let me handle it. Next over we have drink break. Yes, okay. So he's coming in. Glove, where glove unna press glove. Next over. Hey, bahin na. Deep, Sandu, bahin. Hey, Pussy, mid wicket. Wah, bahin. Deep. Malang, Asia ළඟට එන්න.
Nalaka continuing. 10th over now in progress. Well, that's outside the off stump, but there is fielder in the deep, the captain. Chaminda Dizoisa cuts it off.
Good throw. Left-hander. Oh, bahin.
47 for 1. Nisita
Ow, is
still
that?
out there in the middle.
That's the line. That's the line.
Strike rate hovering just around that 60.
But අවුලන්නේ.
Not good enough at this stage. He needs to get some runs on the board now. So does Arun. 20 of 28 for him. A good little partnership between them though. Well, that's been hit hard. But once again, there is cover in the deep. So boundaries have been few and far to come by.
Left, right hand.
20 of 28 balls is Arun Sabirajan.
Kanala.
They've got the start. They need to try and capitalize here. Need to try and go big. Nalaka, he's been extremely good. Another dot ball. Well, looking at what transpired in the previous game for Sri Lankan Airlines in Singapore. Sri Lankan Airlines batting first, posting 143. Singapore Airlines getting all out for 122. There were 5 runouts in that game. Dasisi Shantamal was the man of the match with a brilliant batting and bowling performance. Dasisi Shantamal scoring 29 of 13. Was also quite economical with the... No, in fact, I beg your pardon, in that the man of the match was in fact Arun Sabirajan with a brilliant 4-wicket haul. The man now who's on strike. It's going to be a wide. He'll have to re-bowl that again. Great piece of fielding there, Asita Iranda throwing himself across. So at the halfway stage, Singapore Airlines 52 for 1. Sri Lankan Airlines, well, the runs have been tough to come by, but so have the wickets. So Sanjay Vittimuni will continue, 52 for 1. Well, that's hit down the ground. A single down towards long off. Nisita on 17. They're pushing for a 2, but they'll just get a 1. Well, it's been the ghosts of the previous game where 5 runouts were caused. The Singapore Airlines do not want to take any risk at this stage. Good delivery. Just outside the off stump there. Well, Arun Savirajan knows very well not to take a single off that misfield, because that misfield was somebody who was extremely electrifying on the field. Sisi Shantamal caused a lot of runouts in the previous game. Well, this has been lobbed high up in the air. Trying to show some intent, but yet it's been a struggle to get the ball going here. Doing it with singles and doubles here. They're coming back for a couple. Good running by the two batters here. .57 for 1. One more delivery remaining in the over. Sanjay Vettimuni. He's into his second over. 1.5 overs, none for 9. Well, there's just going to be another single. So again, keeping it tight here are the Lankan lads. 11 done, it's 59, 8 for 1. So it's Dhananjay Veerasekara who comes into the attack. Well, that's asking the question, and the umpire lifts his finger. So finally the partnership has been broken. Dhananjay Veerasekara coming into the attack, very first ball. And once again, beautifully flighted. Nisita Manukula Surya playing all around it. And he pays a heavy price. A very good partnership, a 58-run stand comes to an end. It's Nisita who has to walk back to the dugout. He departs for 21 of 30 deliveries. Singapore Airlines 58 for 2.
How are you, Kamal? Right hand is then, hey, Anna, Kumar, Anna, hey. Middle. Midwicket in now. Janne Nasia. Vire, Ondega.
New batter is Kamal at number 4. What a start to the over here by Dhananjay. Very first ball, getting the big wicket of Nisita, who's back in the dugout now. It's off the mark straight away. Well, that's the captain, Shaminder,
Amanna Vire.
using his foot to stop the ball. A couple of runs added to the tally.
Hey, Robin, Bain. Bain. Nala got put passing again. Passing again.
Nicely bowled, beautifully flighted there. Dhananjay Veerasekara. Well, the Sri Lankan Airlines have a very good bowling attack. They have a lot of variety, left arm spin, right arm spin, medium paces. And the variety has certainly been quite tough to go up with. Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him. What an over this is turning out to be. That's a brilliant delivery there by Dhananjay Veerasekara. Look at that for a flight. Going across the line, trying to bait on the leg side, misses a straight one and gets castled. 2 quick wickets here in succession in the same over. The new batter Kamal has to walk back to the dugout. Singapore Airlines 3 down now for 60.
Boys, cheer up, boys! Huh? Rovia! No, your time is over, 90 seconds. Please, you have to come get the... Angela Matthews. Angela Matthews. Sir.
What an over here. This is from the left arm spinner Dhananjay Veerasekara, picking 2 wickets in the same over. And he's still got 3 deliveries remaining. 2 deliveries remaining, in fact. Starts off with a brilliant delivery.
How's that, sir?
It's Gaurav Makija. Batted really well in the previous game. Well, they're asking the question.
Okay, no appeal. No appeal, sir, no appeal. Yeah, no appeal. Sorry, Majan, Gaurav, no appeal.
Well, there was some drama there. The batter just leaving the pitch, but Dasis, being the gentleman he is, says not out. It's 12 done, he's 60 for 3. And a brilliant over from Dhananjay. 2 wickets for 2 runs off his first over.
okay. I'm okay with it. Right arm over, sir. Same ball, continue, guys. Same ball, continue.
So Sanjay continues. Well, lobbies that down the ground. Another single. Boundaries have been extremely tough here.
That end. Go middle.
Oh, good delivery. They're asking the question, but the umpire says there was some pad on its way. So Gaurav Makeja survives a scare. Sanjay Vethimani not giving anything away. The line and lengths have been brilliant. He's into his third over now. Trying to do it in singles here, Singapore Airlines. Innings going nowhere at this stage. Need a score of in excess of 150 to challenge the Sri Lankan batting lineup, who's been phenomenal in this tournament after the two early losses. It's been some continuous victories here for the men from the Emerald Isle. Single to end the over, 13 done, 63 for 3.
Well ball, Tanya. Veere.
මචං පස්සර අඩිය නූට ඉන්නවා. නූට පස්සර අඩිය
අතර ඇඩීමද?
තව ඉස්සරහට එන්න ඕනේ.
Sanjay. Mage.
So Nalaka will continue.
Bowling.
Good delivery once again. The lines and lengths have been brilliant. Arun Sabare Rajan out there in the middle yet. 27 of 38 balls.
හරි 180. දනා මෙයාට දෙන්න මුකුත් හයියෙන් දෙන්න බා.
Well, we're into the 14th over. And mind-bogglingly, there's only just been 3 boundaries in the innings so far for Singapore Airlines.
ඉස්සරහට ගහන්න.
Just 3 boundaries in the 80 deliveries that is being bowled.
How is that, sir?
Oh, beautiful delivery, but there was a bit of inside edge. Perhaps the only thing that saved Gaurav on that occasion. Beautifully flighted. Look at that. Hardly giving anything away. Yes, a bit inside edge onto the bat. Very good decision there by the umpire. Well, he sliced that. Once again, this is Shantamal Running like a 20-year-old across the turf. All the way from point towards covers to keep it down to a single.
अरे अरे काय दाना दाना मेघ मागे
Singapore Airlines, 7 overs to go after this. Can they try and get around 8 runs and over? Which would give the bowlers something to bowl at close to the 120 run mark. Can be quite tough the way things are panning out. Another dot ball, another brilliant over here by Nalaka Di Zoisa. Beg your pardon, in fact, Dhananjaya Veeraratne, 2 for 5. 66 for 3.
अरुण अरुण same field boys right arm also Sanjay continue guys Sanjay continue no issue no Sanjay last over Sanjay last over
66 for 3. We're down to the last 6 overs of the innings. Sanjay Vettimuni will bowl out his last over of his spell. .1 overs, none for 14. But he's been one of those bowlers, Sanjay Vettimuni, where he's managed to put pressure on one end, creating a lot of pressure on the other. Some quality bowling here by the right arm spinner. Well, there's again in the air, chance for the fielder, just beyond his reach. Good running by the two batters. They get another couple of runs added. The bowling has been top-notch here by the Sri Lankan Airlines bowlers. The line and lengths have been impeccable, not easy to hit through the line. Well, it's slightly uppish. Was just short of the field at point. .70 on the board. 5 overs to go after this. Projector score 97, not good enough here for Singapore Airlines. Oh, beautifully bowled. Very, very nicely bowled there on that occasion.
pass the ball in hand gap please
The fielding has been quite good as well here from Sri Lankan Airlines. The ground fielding, they've been brilliant. They've been quick across the turf. Setting some very good standards here. Are the men in blue. Last ball of the spell for Sanjay Vettimuni. Just played down for a single. And he finishes his spell. It's a very, very good spell here by Sanjay Vettimuni. Going wicketless though. With 4 overs, none for 19. 15 done, it's 72 for 3.
මෙහාට එන්න. නාලක.
All right, we're down to the last 5 overs now. 72 on the board. How much more can Singapore Airlines get here? They need to get going. They can get around another 10 runs and over from here on. They'll get to that 120 mark.
දාන්න.
Chance of a run out. Oh, a direct hit would have been a goner. That was Dasis Ishantamal playing with a bit of danger there, Singapore Airlines. You cannot afford to take his arm. He's somebody who scored some brilliant direct hits in the previous game as well. Well, that was a very good shot. Adventurous, but dot ball on that occasion.
පුෂි මෙහාට. එළියෙන් එන්න. රොබියා දාන්න හිමින් දාන්න.
So no boundaries yet for Sri Lankan, for Singapore Airlines.
මූ එනවා එළියට ඇවිදගෙන. මෙයා එළියට එනවා ඇවිදන්. How is that? How is that?
Well, they're asking the question, but not out, says the umpire.
Sadana. Hi.
Oh, that's slightly uppish. Chance of a run out. Had it been collected, it could have been a chance at the non-striker's end.
පුෂි බහින්න. පුෂි මග
Dhananjaya Veerasekara, how good has he been? 2.5 overs, 2 wickets for 8 runs. He's been fantastic with the ball. Left arm spinner. Tough to get away with.
හරි හරි. Good over boy.
Another single. Over comes to an end. Another very good over. 16 done, 76 for 3.
Jersey number 69, 69.
So Arun on 33 of 46, Gaurav on 8 of 13. We're down to the last 4 overs of the inning. Singapore Airlines, they need some runs now. They need some big overs. It's been a tough going for the Singapore Airlines in these play finals. Dasis Ishanta Mali's got 2 overs. I'll ask him the question, but I think that was striking outside the off stump. Good decision there by the umpire. It's easier said than done. Pressure very much on the Singapore Airlines right now. This is Ishantamal coming around the wicket in between. Well, trying to hit that in the air. And the catch has been taken. So trying to get going there, Arun gets caught in the deep. A very good knock, but just not good enough. It's Dasis Ishantamal who picks up a wicket. Singapore Airlines, well, they fall deeper into an abyss. A very good catch there in the deep. Chandula Hashan makes no mistake. A very, very good catch. Well, a fighting knock there by Arun Sabarirajan. He departs for 22. In fact, he departs for 33. It's 76 for 4. Yes. But I honestly feel this one, the elite should have been played between Sri Lankan and France. The Sri Lankan, they peaked at the right. They lost the first two games. Because of that, they ended up in place. But after that, their playing has been brilliant. I think two of the best teams is Emirates and Sri Lanka. Should have been Sri Lanka and Emirates to play the finals. Well, that is in the air. Chance for the fielder. Coming under. The catch has been taken. Nalaka does not drop too many. Thus is Ishantamal picks up another. Singapore Airlines keep losing wickets in regular intervals. It's Tusita who has to walk back. Another one falls. Tusita Bandara departs for a duck. And another big wicket. Look at that bowling. It going wide. It's outside the off stump. Again, another brilliant piece of bowling. Yeah, by thus is Ishantamal. 2 wickets for 6 runs for him. Singapore Airlines 76 for 5. Half the side now back in the dugout.
Nah, put that in. Captain Bravo.
Well, this is a serious champion, isn't he? This is Ishantamal, who represented Sri Lanka in the over 40 World Cup recently. Well, what a talent this man is. Leading from the front. Now coming over the wicket, it's Jagadish, the new batter who's among the runs yesterday. Scored a brilliant 33 odd to propel that score to 170 plus for Singapore Airlines to secure their victory. Well, he'll need a similar knock here. Oh, good delivery. Beautifully bowled. Look at that. A grip and turn. A magnificent over for Dasis Ishantamal. What an over. It's a double wicket maiden. Double wicket maiden in a T20 game. 76 for 5 at the end of the 17th over.
Pushi. Nala. Nala.
76 for 5 after 17 overs. And Dhananjaya will come to bowl his last over. Well, that's going down the leg side. It's Gaurav and Jagadish. What can they do? Another 17 deliveries remaining. The runs have been tough to come by here. Pressure now certainly on the Singapore Airlines. Just get a single.
Dula Bainda.
Hello, hi, how are you? Hope you're well. Good. Sri Lankan Airlines and Singapore. That's a good shot down the ground, and the catch goes down. Well, it is the captain himself, Chaminda Dizoisa, usually extremely agile and good on the outfield. Well, a rare drop there for Sri Lankan Airlines.
Mage.
Trying to go hard down the ground, another single.
Dula Kebi. Dana.
3 deliveries remaining. Nicely hit. That's into the gap. That's a very good shot. But once again, no power behind it to reach the boundary ropes. Well, the story of the day for Singapore Airlines, only 3 boundaries coming. And we're down to the last 11 balls of the innings. It's been a very difficult day with the bat for Singapore Airlines. It was a master stroke there by the captain of Sri Lankan Airlines, winning the toss and choosing to bowl first. Well, that is sloppy. You cannot afford to give those extras. Got to be cynical. Try and keep the lines tight here. So last ball of the spell for Dhananjay Veerasekara. He's bowled beautifully. Well, just playing it down towards long off. They'll get another couple of runs. So very good spell from Dhananjay Veerasekara. 2 for 17 of his 4 overs. 18 down, it's 84 for 5.
Come on, come on. Oh.
Udah tengah dia guys. Ada Asia. Mau kau na? Udah kan ya, udah dekat keran. Area dia. Right come over guys, right come over.
Thus is quite surprised there with the call by the umpire. Yeah, that did spin inside, but yes, that was slightly away from the reach. Well, 2 runs, 2 wickets for 6 runs, comes down the pitch, and that's a good catch. A great caught and ball. Thus is Ishantamal, does not drop too many. It's Gaurav who has to walk back now. 6-1 down, Sri Lankan Airlines bossing the game at this stage. What a spell of spin bowling here by Thus is Ishantamal. Look at that. Flighted loopy, stayed low. And he is one of the most agile fielders on the field, is Thus is Ishantamal. A very, very good catch. Singapore Airlines tottering at 85 for 6.
Ya Lankan.
Oh, why?
85 for 6. It's Mohammad Dilshad now at number 8. A quicker one this time from... Well, they're just trying to process a single. There's a chance of a run out on the strikers end, but he managed to just get back in time. He's lost his bat in the process there. Mohammad Dilshad. Oh, beautifully bowled. They are asking the question for a stumping. Not out being called by the umpire. Once again, beautifully bowled here by Dasis. Can he get a 4 for here now? Can he get a 4 wicket? He still got... In fact, he's got 3 more balls remaining. Dasis Ishantamal. Can Can he get a 5-wicket haul here? 87 for 6. Runs have been tough to come by. Well, that is nicely hit up in the air. And it's managed to clear the fielder in the deep. So finally a boundary here for Singapore Airlines after almost 12 overs. That's the 4th boundary of the innings. And it's taken a very, very long time. Very good shot there by Mohammad Dilshad. "91 for 6. Well, that's going to be another wide. Chance of a run out, a direct hit. And he's got him. And he's got him. There we go. Well, the demons from the previous game will come back again. A run out on the non-strikers and a brilliant piece of fielding there by Shavindra Dialves. Look at that. Oh, that's magnificent. A magnificent piece of ground fielding as Sri Lankan Airlines are picking up wickets in regular intervals. It's Mohammad Dilshad who has to depart now, 91 for 7.
Okay, that's two balls remaining. Last two.
92 for 7, Praveen at number 9. 2 deliveries remaining in the spell. Well, this is Kite. Will this be taken? Fielder coming under. The catch has been taken. Thus is Ishant Tamal. Picks up a 4-4. 4 wickets for 14 runs. What a day this man is having. Singapore Airlines are crash landing at this stage. This is turning out to be a brilliant spell of bowling here by the Sri Lankan Airlines. Skying it once again. And a very, very good catch there. That's a very good catch there by Sanjay Vettimuni. 92 for 8. Last ball of the over remaining. And thus is Ishant Tamal is on a hat-trick. Well, the first one being a run out, so it's not on a hat-trick, but nevertheless, he's a chance of 5 for here. Oh, safely negotiated. Thus is Ishant Tamal. What a spell. What a magnificent spell. 4 overs, 4 wickets for 14 runs. He's been brilliant. He's put Sri Lankan Airlines in the driver's seat. It's 92 for 8 with 1 over to play.
Parveen.
92 for 8. 1 over remaining. And it's going to be Chandula Hashan who comes into the attack. Last over of the innings. Oh, has he got an edge? Has he got an edge? But umpire says perhaps the bat hitting the ground. two batters, Praveen and Sendil, out there. Can they get a couple of boundaries here? They need a few runs. Give their bowler something to bowl at, perhaps that psychological advantage. Try to get to that 3-figure mark. Oh, mightily close to that off stump. Well, there's been some quality bowling here from the Sri Lankan Airlines. The Singapore Airlines have not had an answer to this brilliance on the field with the ball by the Sri Lankan Airlines bowlers. Certainly been a tough day so far. Just 4 boundaries coming in the entire innings, not helping their cause. Well, is there an edge? Is there an edge? The batter starts to walk back. A beautiful delivery there by Chandula Hashan. Singapore Airlines, they lose their 9th. It's 92 for 9. Closing in on getting them bowled out. A very, very good catch there by Shavindra behind the stumps. Let's have a look at that replay again. Yes, a clear deflection and great piece of wicket keeping there behind the stumps by Shavindra Dialvis. Chandula Hashan picks up a wicket. It's 92 for 9. Well, last man in is the captain of Singapore Airlines. It's Jude Anand Suresh. 3 deliveries to negotiate. Chandula Hashan, he's got 3 more balls. What can Singapore Airlines do? Can they try and get towards that 100-run mark will be the question. Flood bats that down the ground for a single. Gets off the mark straight away, does the captain. The World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026. The Plate Championship Final. Sri Lankan Airlines, well, certainly they've got half the job done. They've got one hand on that trophy, is Sri Lankan Airlines. They'll pick up a couple of runs on the occasion. 95 now on the board. Can they get a boundary here of the last ball? Set a target of 100 for Sri Lankan Airlines when they come into bat. Here we go, last ball of the innings. Well, it's not going to be the case. It's just going to be, will it be a couple fielder? And it's a direct hit. He's a goner. So 2 run-outs in the process. Singapore Airlines, they fold out for just 96 runs on the board in their 20 overs. They've set a target of 97 for victory, and look at that for a replay. Well, trying to go back for a couple. A great piece of fielding there, underarm throw by the captain. A brilliant piece of ground fielding. Sri Lankan Airlines get Singapore Airlines all out for 96. And this is a brilliant, brilliant performance by the men in blue. 96 all out. Half the job done. Sri Lankan Airlines will need 97 runs for victory. And this is what transpired for Singapore Airlines with the bat. Well, nothing much to speak about apart from Arun Sabarirajan, 33 of 48. Nisita Manukula Surya, 21 of 31. And Gaurav Makija, 10 of 17. The only batters who got into double figures. $15 extras to go with it. The extras being the 3rd highest run scorer for Singapore Airlines. 96 all out are Singapore Airlines. Sri Lankan Airlines have been brilliant. Pushkara Jayasekara, a wicket for 9 runs of his 2 overs. Chandula Hashan, 1 for 20. 2 wickets for Dhananjaya Veerasekara. But the pick of the bowlers, well, it was that man. Thus is Ishantamal once again turning the clock backwards with a brilliant bowling performance. 4 wickets for 14 runs of his 4 overs. Picking up wickets in regular intervals. The runs were hard to come by. 96 all out is Singapore Airlines. Well, and this is how things began. Started off with a wicket straight away. A very good catch there by Nalika at mid-wicket. Well, that was the best boundary that we've seen. Arun Sabarirajan with a glorious cover drive through the covers. Just 4 boundaries in the entire innings for Singapore Airlines. Nisita came into bat, well, holding one end, but was just not good enough to carry on and get runs on the board. But then after that, it was the show. It was the Sri Lankan Airlines bowlers show. Wickets kept tumbling in regular intervals. Runs were hard to come by. And it was Dasis Ishantamal who came in and picked up 4 wickets. A brilliant, brilliant bowling performance. Well, it's the champ. Dasis Ishantamal. What a spell. That was the run out. 2 run outs today, 5 run outs the other day. That was the 3rd wicket of the over. Getting caught. And then Chandula Hashan gets that outside edge in the last over. And then finally the last ball of the innings been hit down the ground. And a brilliant direct throw from the captain underarm. And gets a wicket. As easy as it seems is the cricket game here for Sri Lankan Airlines. Well, fantastic performance here by the men from the Emerald Isle. 97 runs required for victory for Sri Lankan Airlines to be the champions in the plates of the Emirates World Airline Cricket Tournament 2026. We will take a short break. We come back, we'll have the run chase. Singapore Airlines have set a target of 97 for victory for Sri Lankan Airlines. And it is going to be Chaminda Dizoisa, the captain, along with Asita Eranda, the 2 opening batters, as they've done throughout. And here it's going to be Dilshad to open the bowling. Starts off with a good delivery, a bit of swing away from the right-hander. Straight away off the mark is the captain. Asita Eranda, the man of the match in the previous game, scored a brilliant 67. The 2nd half century in the tournament. He's been outstanding with the bat. Well, they'll need to finish it off here. Here we go. Oh, slightly upish, but catch going down. That was a brilliant piece of effort by the fielder at covers. Well, let's have a look at the replay again. We're slightly playing upish there. Oh, that was a very, very good effort. Was a half chance indeed. Singapore Airlines need to keep picking up wickets in regular intervals here. Well, that's been played fine. Ball running away towards the boundary. First boundary here for Sri Lankan Airlines. And it's come off the bat of Asita Iranda. On their way is Sri Lankan Airlines. Full toss this time. Just getting an inside part of the bat and squeezing it down towards the fine leg region for a boundary. 5 for no loss. 92 on the board, 117 balls. Plenty of time remaining here in the hands for Sri Lankan Airlines. Full toss, hit hard, into the gap, through the covers, that's a boundary. 2 boundaries in 2 balls here for Sri Lankan Airlines. And it's off the bat of Asita Randa. He's off to a flyer here. What a stroke that was. Beautifully caressed through the covers. Once again, pitching, full toss, easy pickings for a batter of the class and caliber of Asita Randa. Sri Lankan Airlines now 9 for no loss. Mohammad Dilshad will be under a bit of pressure now. Can he keep it up? Can he pick up a wicket here? This man's wicket is very crucial. Asita Randa. Well, goes again. This time, finer towards the offside. That is 3 boundaries on the trot here for Asita Randa. Runs are coming thick and fast here for Sri Lankan Airlines. Well, they're off to a flyer on there. It's the Play Championship final. Well, they've easily been one of the best in the business, are the Sri Lankan Airlines in this World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026. Well, starting off rather slowly, getting all out for just 52 runs in the first game, 82 runs in fact. And now they've come back brilliantly, peaking at the right time as Sri Lankan Airlines. What a start, what a brilliant start here for Sri Lankan Airlines. 14 for no loss. Asita Randa is off to a flyer, striking it at 300. Thick outside edge. Very, very unlucky. That was a very good delivery there by Mohammad Dilshad. Nevertheless, he will keep stride. A fantastic start to the Sri Lankan Airlines innings. 15 for no loss at the end of the first over. So it's Kamal who comes into the attack now to open the proceedings from the other end. Watchfully played there by Asita. No cause of concern. Plenty of time in hand here. Plenty of batting to come. 15 for no loss is Sri Lankan Airlines already. A dot ball on that occasion. Nicely played down the ground for a couple of runs. Nicely bowled there by Kamal. Beautifully flighted. Going down the leg side. Good comeback here by Kamal. This has been a decent over. Just 2 runs coming off it of the first 4 balls, first 5 balls. Keeping it nice and tight. Well down the leg side. Well, there's a chance of a run out. But a wayward throw will help the captain to get back into the crease in time. That could have been disaster for Sri Lankan Airlines had that been a direct hit. That was an extremely risky single they have been taken. $19 for no loss after 1.5 overs. Last ball of the over. Going down the leg side there. It will be a leg bye. But a very good over here by Kamal. 5 runs come off it. 2 overs done. It's 20 for no loss.
प्रवीण प्रवीण स्टार्ट कर थोड़ा कम उधर कर दे आप उधर लेकर कैटी मेरा भी हाथ में अंडर में कमांड है समझ लिया थैंक यू वेरी मच 22 है जैसी 22 और इधर से कैटी खुशी खुशी बॉलिंग के राइट एम ओवर
The chief destroyer from the last game between these two teams comes into the attack. Arun with those 4 wickets. Oh, down the leg side. That's gonna certainly miss leg stump. Good delivery there to begin with. $21 for no loss. Asita Randa on strike. Nicely played once again. Single down towards the extra cover region. Sri Lankan Airlines off to a very good start here. Required run rate just above 4 runs and over. In a very comfortable position are the men in blue. Dark blue and yellow, that is. Both teams certainly blue. Good delivery once again. Quick single been taken. Off to a flying start here is Sri Lankan Airlines. Just 74 required for victory. $23 for no loss. 74 required for victory. Asita batting beautifully. 16 of 11 balls. Oh, that's nicely played. That's a loose delivery. Well, you can't afford to bowl that line and length for a batter of the caliber of Asita Randa. He will keep feasting on you for breakfast, lunch and dinner all day long. Once again, beautifully played, nicely flicked off the pads. And runs are coming here thick and fast for Sri Lankan Airlines. And as in the process, I've been joined in the comm box by a very special guest. It's Nalaka Di Zoisa. Nalaka, welcome to the comm box. Sri Lankan Airlines in a very good position to lift that championship of the plate cup, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, that's once again nicely played into the gap. They pick up another couple of runs added to the tally. Well, Nalaka, just speak to us about your spell here. You bowled really well. How's the pitch assisting?
Pitch is all right. In the morning, there is a little bit of swing. So our plan is to keep them under 100. So then it's very easy for us to chase the target. So because it's finals, so it's always a little bit of pressure. So I can see our guys playing beautifully. It's 29 without a wicket for the first 3 overs. Thank you.
29 for no loss, Sri Lankan Airlines. Another 68 more runs required for victory. Well, Mr. Nalaka, you being the cricket coordinator for Sri Lankan Airlines. And, well, your thoughts on this tournament, the World Airline Cricket Tournament, 8 teams playing from around the world after 28 years. Have you enjoyed this event and the hospitality being offered to here in Sri Lanka, in Dubai as well? Well, that's again another boundary. The first boundary here for the captain. Shaminda Di Zoisa going through very nicely. Well, your thoughts here, Nalaka?
Yes, coming back to your questions, actually we are deeply happy that they have invited us for this great tournament. They have organized everything is pretty good, so we are so excited. From the day one they have organized everything, so the ground supports and the hospitality is excellent, so we look forward to participate again in the next year as well.
Oh, that's slightly sloppy there. A misfield will enable them to get another couple of runs. Sri Lankan Airlines certainly cruising at this stage. Well, this is a brilliant batting performance here from Sri Lankan Airlines, especially with the ball. They started off extremely well, and especially that man, isn't it? That is Ishant Tamal. Well, what can he not do? He's a brilliant all-rounder with the ball, with the bat, on the field. Certainly giving youngsters a good run for their money as well.
Yes, of course. Dasis is an all-round cricketer. He's very good in even from the fielding. So he's a real asset for Sri Lankan Airlines cricket team. So we look forward his batting also. He's pads up and he's ready to play next in line.
Well, that's nicely played. That's a beautiful shot there by the captain. Shaminda Di Zoisa with a glorious sweep. Well, how young is the captain, Shaminda Di Zoisa? He's certainly playing like a 20-year-old out there, isn't it?
Actually, I can say when he's playing, he always uses experience. That's a beautiful shot. No need to run for those shots.
Well, the secret there was at the point of impact. He had very good balance. And the moment he hit it, that is when he lost his balance. But the point of impact when you make connection with the bat is when it's very, very crucial to have your balance. And Captain Shaminda Di Zoisa, well, he's got a good start. He'd like to finish it off. Well, he goes hard down the ground now. Once again, it's into the gap. They'll pick up another couple of runs. Good effort there in the deep. Well, in fact, they've just got a single. Well, also, Asita has been batting beautifully. Couple of half centuries in the tournament. Last match, man of the match as well. You've got a very good oiled lineup, isn't it?
Of course, I'm very sure that he should be lined up for the man of the series in this championship trophy.
Well, it certainly is going to be a very close toss-up, isn't it, between Dasis and Asita. Both have been a very crucial and integral member in the Sri Lankan Airlines setup. We'll speak more about it in the next over. 4 overs done. It's 41 for no loss.
He put everything is under 100, so that is why the play these batsmen playing easy game.
Opening spell is always what sets the tempo.
ඉතරෙදි ඩවුන් ගාලා කියන වැඩේ. දැන් තමයි අපි සෙටල් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
because you all are like easily the second best team after minutes.
Yeah, I know. නෑ එකම දේ උනේ මේකයි. අපි ස්ටාර්ට් කරේ ටෆ් ගේම් එකකින්. අපිට කැතේ අම්මුණා නේ ඒක අර ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉන්න පරක් කරන්නේ නැත්නම් අර පොඩ්ඩක් මොමන්ටම් එක හදාගන්න.
Well, that's a thick outside edge down towards the final third man region. They'll get a couple of runs on the occasion. Well, runs are coming here thick and fast. They're going at above 10 runs and over our Sri Lankan Airlines. Well, just quickly your thoughts here, Nalaka, with the kind of start that your bowlers provided, the likes of Chandula Hashan and also some very, very good bowling on the other end. That is very important, isn't it? Especially in the T20 format, the power play overs have to be quite economical.
Yeah, actually, if you talk about Chandula, he's a great fast bowler. What Sri Lankan Airlines has provided, produced last 2-3 years cricket in Sri Lankan Airlines team. So he's a great fast bowler.
Yeah, he certainly is. Oh, that's gonna be 4 byes. Will that have enough gas to carry through? This outfield is lightning quick, and they get four byes in the process. Well, yes, certainly Chandula Hashan and Pushkara Jayasekara bowl beautifully up front with the new ball. And certainly that is what set the tempo. Getting a wicket of the very first ball of the innings today did Pushkara Jayasekara as well. And once that happens, that's when the panic button sets in on the opposition. Sri Lankan Airlines peaking just at the right time in this tournament now, within touching distance of that Plate Championship final trophy. They've had a brilliant run here in this World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026. But what a magnificent event this is, isn't it? After 28 years taking place. And certainly a very, we say that cricket is a uniting force. It promotes brotherhood across cricket teams from these airlines around the world. It's a great initiative, isn't it?
Of course, actually we have seen 8 airlines played for this tournament, and we met all these professional cricketers who participate for this tournament. Most of them are very much professional cricketers who represent the airline. So we are very glad to play with these airline cricket boys.
Well, down the leg side, is that going to be leg byes or is that going to be runs? That's going to be another 4 more. It doesn't matter because it is runs on the board for Sri Lankan Airlines, and it's been given off the bat. That's another boundary, beautifully played there by Captain Chaminda Dizoisa. Well, he's a class batter. Look at that. Oh, there was a bit of Aravinda De Silva in that, isn't it? 50 comes up for Sri Lankan. 52 for no loss. Well, it did remind me of that leg glance that Aravinda De Silva played in the World Cup
96
final in
World Cup, that's right.
Well, nicely flicked off. They might get a couple here. And they do it with ease. These are turning out to be a fantastic opening partnership for Sri Lankan Airlines. 5 overs done. Sri Lankan 54 for 5, 54 for no loss. Cruising at this stage.
Right.
Dan, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Live, recorded website World Airlines Cricket Tournament website WACT. social media tag Atik Masang, Atik Nizam. You can search me on Instagram Masang. Wage naam kya hai Masang, add karna. Chandu Hasha. Make it? Yeah. Palani ka? Yeah.
Anyway, Captain Kamil showed me your Insta as a video clip that you have done a big change, no?
Yes. I have lost. Brother. Thank you, my thank you.
Super, good hard work.
Thank you. I've lost 75 kg. Make a machang mangisara.
My goodness. I would show it to myself anyway, and for the rest of you only ask your photo.
Make a
big
machang.
encourage.
Make a machang. Well, this in the air. Nicely played there by Asita Randa. Well, another boundary added to the tally. Within touching distance now, Sri Lankan Airlines getting closer and closer towards getting that one hand on that coveted silverware, the Plate Championship trophy. And beautifully flicked off the pads. Well, Mr. Nalakit Dizoisa, thank you so much for your time to coming and speaking with us here in the Combox. Sri Lankan Airlines certainly within touching distance. We sincerely hope that you enjoy this victory when you reach there and reach back home safely to your families and have a safe flight.
Thank you so much for everything. Cheers, mate.
Certainly cheers indeed. 59 for no loss. Done, Majang. Done. All the best, Majang. Take care, Majang. You work out, work hard, man. I would do. देखा तुनाक मजा full workout कर ला जिम में डेढ़ कर ला फिर काम आपको मालूम कर ला मचांग full आपको मैं avoided मचांग avoid कर ला मचांग I used to work out 6-7 times a week workout कर ला जिम में गिर ला आपको कर ला मचांग तो हमारे मचांग अभी वरा लोग देखा टॉर्टी कप थी ना
To do it.
Done, Machang. Exactly. Happy health करने मचांग ultimately नहीं है. No matter how much money you earn or no matter what you do, you know, if you don't have your health, there's no point.
Okay, bro.
Done, Majang. Thanks, Majang. Thank you. 61 for no loss. 3 more deliveries remaining in the over. Down the leg side. Love to re-bowl that again. Just 35 runs away from victory. Well, nicely flicked off the pads. This time it's into the gap. They'll come back for a couple of runs. Well, that's again another very good shot. Asita Iranda playing some glorious strokes. Well, runs are coming thick and fast. Asita now moves on to 37 of 24 balls. 6 overs done. Look at that for a shot once again. Just opening the face of the bat. Playing it fine over the point fielder and another boundary added. So power play over is done and dusted. Sri Lankan Airlines 68 for no loss. Now just 29 runs required for victory. Guys. 68 for no loss. The captain Chaminda Dizoisa leading from the front. Well, flat bats it down the ground. Going through very nicely here are the Sri Lankan Airlines, just within touching distance now. It's been a comprehensive performance from the men from the Emerald Isle, starting the tournament rather shakily with 2 losses on the trot.
No, we tried to get it, man. 1,800 here.
Well, another quick single been taken.
Getting here itself is a big cost. It's part of the product I in the
Well, nicely played with soft hands. A quick single been taken.
Emirates guys tried to sort it out, but there is no point.
You guys can eat well for that money, but you guys spend so much.
So just another 26 more runs required for victory, and to take us through to the last few overs, I've just been joined here in the combox by a very special name here in the UAE and back in Sri Lanka as well. An international commentator who's just represented in the UAE versus Ireland series as well recently. Mr. Samir Yunus. Samir, welcome to the combox, my friend. Boys from back home are within touching distance from lifting that plate championship trophy.
Good morning to you, Atik, and thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. It's always nice and feeling of pride seeing our boys from back home representing our beautiful country, doing well, especially after a shaky start, as you said. It does take time to get used to conditions here. I think you and I know that very well. Cricket here can be very different. Back home, we play a lot more traditional cricket. These boys, they were telling me on the first day that they used to play in the 50-over format. They don't play the short format so much. Also, conditions are very different, more spinner-friendly, lower scores. But the fact that they've adjusted so quickly and made themselves into the finals of the plate itself is very good character shown by them. They've learned quickly. They've made adjustments quickly. And now here they are on their way to taking back some silverware with them on that flight back home. Which is probably a Sri Lankan Airlines flight.
Well, why would you fly anything else, isn't it? The pride of the country, Sri Lankan Airlines. A member of the One World Alliance, they say.
You know, I absolutely love the idea of an airline World Cup. Somehow your national carrier does give you that pride, feeling of pride. Oh, looking to really go big down the leg side, but there was no pace on it. And somehow you feel a sense of pride, especially when you're flying your own airline as well. I, for once, sometime if someone does point out a flaw in Sri Lankan Airlines, I'm quick to defend them because it's almost as if you're hurting my country. And I'm sure it must be the same feeling for everyone else. So it's always nice to have that feeling representing your airline in a country, in a sport as well. And it's been a good tournament, this airline tournament. We'll discuss more. It's 74 for no loss after 7.
ചെയ്യുമോ എന്നോട് ഷുവേബ് വാണ്ട് ടു ഡു ഇറ്റ് എന്നെ സുമ്മാ വர വെച്ച് ചട്ടാ എന്നൊക്കെ എന്നെ സല്ലി താറാവാ I'll do it but it looks stupid honestly.
Well, 74 for 7. We're down. 74 for no loss after 7 overs. We're down. Well, 23 more runs required for victory. And it's going to be the captain who comes into the attack, bowling to his opposite number, Chaminda Diswaisa. Well, one thing, Samir, that we did speak about this tournament, the World Airline Cricket Tournament, taking place after 28 long years. And it's so far, well, it's been nothing short of fantastic, to say the least. The way it's been organized, the cricket that's been played, and that's a very nicely bowled delivery there by the captain.
Yeah, he's among the leading wickets, Jude. There's 12 of them, I think, in this tournament. And unless one of the boys from Emirates on the other side pick up a couple of, maybe Amin with 10 wickets, then he probably will walk away with the best bowler award, the skipper. Something for Singapore Airlines to be proud of. But you're right, I mean, it's such a novel and fantastic idea, this. The fact that they were able to resuscitate this idea and this tournament. Big kudos to Emirates Group for doing that. But important is that they do it consistently. I think other countries also, other airlines also need to now take the initiative and look to host this tournament. Sri Lanka could be a very good candidate. We've got the stadiums, the resources to do it. Maybe next year we'll be back home calling the airline tournament in Sri Lanka. Nicely done. Uppishly played down towards square leg. The fielder has a bit of work to do, but he won't be able to cut that off. 4 more to Chaminda, the skipper, leading from the front and wants to see his team through.
That's a very, very good shot. Just waiting for the ball. And the slower, loopy delivery there by Jude just gave the captain enough time to just rock on the back foot and just place it behind square. Sri Lankan Airlines, Samir, in all honesty, they've certainly did look like the second best team after Emirates Airlines, the way they've performed in this tournament. Oh, just beautifully bowled once again. Just teasing the batter, isn't it, with those loopy balls?
Yeah, no pace on it whatsoever. Just looping it up, inviting the batter to create all the power behind the shots. And Chaminda was smart enough not to fall for the temptation. He's looked to just nudge it, got the outside edge, but I'll be more than happy to concede just a single. In fact, take just a single. Asitha, in the meantime, has batted well. 38 of 27 for him. His opening partnership almost worth 80 runs now. It seems like they will see it through for their team. But must be a good feeling for them. Sri Lankan boys coming all the way here, ensuring they get something. That took forever to get to Asitha. But that'll be the end of over number 8. Just 5 runs off it. It's 79 for no loss.
If he has come just for this from Oman, must be Mudassir's place. ಅವಳು ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಾರಾವಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಈಗಿರೋ ಕಾಮೆಂಟೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ವೇಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ they are bringing from outside. They could ask there is ICC.
Now see, Malana, now you see their desperation, right? They don't have commentators. They want commentators. But they're not ready to pay also. They போன வருஷம் எனக்கு என்ன these things பண்ணி என்ன சொல்லுங்க.
You shouldn't have gone for this one. All these buggers go and sit no one Rizwan பேசி அழுது போயிட்டு உட்கார்றான். எனக்கு கால் பண்ணி அழுவான் no much on these buggers not paying. I'm going to go.
நான் வேற ஒண்ணுக்குமே போக மாட்டேன். ஈ சுரிசு தான் போறேன். கசாய மாட்டான் அதுல ஒரு டியூஷன் ஒண்டி கேட.
He must be on the US bound. Shit.
Matan is done by the Emirates Cricket Board no matter.
Is there?
வேற ஒண்ணு என்ன பண்ணு முகாதே
It's good for the CV, that's for sure.
Well, 79 for no loss. 18 more required for victory now. Well, nicely guided down towards the fine leg region. They get a couple of runs. Captain Chaminda, well, he's been very wristy. He played a glorious leg lance early on. Samir certainly reminded me of the great Aravinda de Silva of the 1996 World Cup.
You get reminded of Aravinda quite a bit, Atik. I won't lie to you. But yeah, his wrist work is something Sri Lankans do bring with them. That's the kind of cricket we play back home. That's nicely punched through the covers. This could be 4 and it is a 4. That was a juicy full toss outside off, and Shaminder once again not looking to hit it too hard. No aggression on that, but just timing and placement. Nicely done.
Well, he's kept the best for the biggest occasion here, Chaminda. Perhaps one of the best innings that he's played in this World Airline Cricket Tournament. Well, most of the baton has been carried by Dasis Ishantamal throughout the tournament. He's been the man in form for Sri Lankan Airlines with the bat, with the ball, picking up wickets. He's certainly the live wire, was Dasis once again today, picking up 4 wickets. Scored a brilliant 80 the other day of just 30 balls, and that was when the momentum completely shifted towards Sri Lankan Airlines. And since then, they've just never looked back, Samir. They certainly did look like a team apart.
Yeah, they should perhaps maybe give them some kind of a springboard to maybe go back home and create a team within Sri Lankan Airlines to play some of the leagues over there. I know some of these boys do play the Aviators team. They play the professional league over there. So maybe a mercantile team perhaps to take part in the mercantile tournaments back home. We have multiple divisions that can start off with one of the lower divisions and make their way up. And bringing back some silverware in the form of a plate championship could just be that motivation for Sri Lankan Airlines also to invest in something like that. Played off the back foot, but straight to the fielder.
Well, certainly cricket is like a religion back in Sri Lanka, just as it is in the other South Asian countries like India and Pakistan. It certainly is very much in the blood. Last ball of the over. Well, there's a very, very good opening stand. These two will just seeing the game through. 9 done, it's 85 for no loss. All right, so just 2 hits away now, Sri Lankan Airlines. The captain comes into bowl. Well, that is how you have to face him. You just have to make sure that you wait for the ball. Can be quite a tough campaigner to cope up with here is Jude. There's a reason why he is one of the top wicket takers in the tournament. 86 for no loss. 11 more runs required for victory. Shaminder on 33. He's batted beautifully, the captain. Well, that's nicely hit. It's into the gap, and that's a boundary. Single digits now required here for Sri Lankan Airlines. Just 7 runs away from victory now. Shaminder Dizoisa, the captain, is playing a blinder of a knock. Look at that. Taking it on the full and beautifully sweeping it in front of square. 90 for no loss. Just 7 runs away from what would be a deserved victory here for Sri Lankan Airlines. Oh, good delivery. Very good delivery and smartly played there. You do not have to do anything out of the ordinary. Well, that's hit hard on the offside, and that's a boundary. Yes, it is. Just 1 hit away is Sri Lankan Airlines. Shaminder Dizoisa, the captain, moves into the 40s now. 41 of 29 balls. This is turning out to be an outstanding batting performance. Just 3 more now. One hit away. Sri Lankan Airlines have been brilliant. 94 for no loss. Well knocked down. A quick single, a run out opportunity, but he just manages to get back in time. Well, 2 runs away from victory now. Chaminda Dizoisa on 41 and Asita on 39. Is this gonna be the victory moment? Flighted, pulls in front of square, and that is victory! Sri Lankan Airlines become champions of the Plate Championship Trophy of the World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026, and they win by a massive margin of 10 wickets with over 10 overs to spare. What a performance! What a performance here by Sri Lankan Airlines! They've been tremendous, they've been outstanding, and they've completely played the opposition out. And this has been a terrific, terrific performance by the men in blue from the Emerald Isle. A huge, huge congratulations to Team Sri Lankan Airlines and commiserations to the Singapore Airlines. What an event, what a game. Sri Lankan Airlines being absolutely cynical in their performance, winning by 10 wickets. And ladies and gentlemen, mind you, Sri Lankan Airlines began with 2 losses on the trot when they began their campaign in the league stages. And then they've absolutely peaked, winning the next 4 games on the trot. What a brilliant effort. What an outstanding effort. Sri Lankan Airlines winning the Plate Championship Trophy of the World Airlines Cricket Tournament 2026 after 28 years. The tournament taking place here in the beautiful city of Dubai at the 7 Stadium. And it's been a tremendous, tremendous performance. It certainly has been a team effort. They've batted brilliantly. The line and length, the bowling has been spot on. The fielding has been electric for Sri Lankan Airlines. What an outstanding effort this has been. Look at the celebrations, the Sri Lankan Airlines. The celebrations will go on till later on towards the day before they take their flight back home tonight. But this is a massive, massive win. And they've been absolutely cynical. Sri Lankan Airlines once again played like a champion team. A huge, huge congratulations to Team Sri Lankan Airlines. But commiserations to Singapore Airlines. They played really well throughout the tournament, apart from a couple of slip-ups. The previous game, they were brilliant. Unfortunately, today they were just not able to get going. Runs were not able to come. And it's the captain Chaminda Dizoisa with the bat. And Asita Iranda, the man who scored a couple of half centuries and today once again remains unbeaten. He's been absolutely brilliant. There we go. Celebrations on go. Celebrations ongoing. Well, thoroughly deserved winners. Thoroughly deserved winners are the Sri Lankan Airlines. A huge congratulations to the men. What a brilliant performance. This is an outstanding effort. This is a seriously outstanding effort. The likes of Chaminda Dizoisa, Asita Eranda, Dasi Sishantamal, Chandula Hashan, Nalaka Dizoisa, Pushkara Jayasekara, all putting their hands up with the ball. Sanjay with Timuni. Shavindra Dizoisa, the wicket keeper. Well, it's certainly been a very good team effort. Dhananjaya with the ball. What a day. What a very good team effort they've had here, certainly Sri Lankan Airlines. A massive, massive congratulations to the boys. And spare a thought and commiserations here to Singapore Airlines. turning runners-up in the plate championship trophy. So that's the plate championship game done and dusted. Sri Lankan Airlines winning by 10 wickets and over 10 overs to spare. And it's been a brilliant, brilliant performance. Well, that's the scorecard. Chaminda Dizoisa, the captain, 42 of 30 balls. Asita Eranda, 43 of 30. Both not out, 14 boundaries between them. In response to Singapore, who just had 4 boundaries throughout their innings. For the bowlers, well, nothing much to speak about. But the most economical being Jagadish, 1 over, none for 6. And so did Praveen Shiva. So the match summary: Singapore Airlines batting first, scoring 96 all out. Arun Sabarirajan and Nisita Manukalosuri, the only 2 notable batters, 33 and 21 respectively. But look at those figures for Dasisi Shantamal with the ball. 4 wickets for 14 runs. Dhananjay Veerasekara 2 for 17 and Pushkara 1 for 9. And in response, Sri Lankan Airlines, they romp home with 10 overs to spare, scoring 99 on the board. Asita and Chaminda batting beautifully. And Sri Lankan Airlines winning by 10 wickets. A huge congratulations to the men in blue. And commiserations to Singapore Airlines. And we'll have a look at the highlights. This is how things began. Starting off with a boundary, Asita Eranda. Well, he got going, batting beautifully. Once again carrying his good form after that half century yesterday. Scored a brilliant 67 and today remains 43 not out. Some glorious hits around the park. Through the covers, on the leg side, through the offside. Some beautiful looking cover drives. That was through the point, a square drive. Once again they were cynical. Down the leg side, some beautiful flicks as well. Very nicely played there by Dasis, and then it was the captain. The captain came in and he played some glorious strokes today. Yeah, he reserved his best for last. It was a terrific inning, some beautiful looking sweeps. Some very good strokes down the ground. And some nice wrist work there by the captain done as well. That was the beautiful looking flick of the pads there by the captain Chaminda Dizoisa. Runs kept coming thick and fast for Sri Lankan Airlines. Well, the Singapore Airlines, they had absolutely no answer whatsoever due to this onslaught. Beautifully played there. Very, very good shot over point. Some very good strokes, this time behind the square on the leg side. Well, no other batters were required at this stage. Well, that was through the covers, beautifully hit once again. Some terrific shots, beautiful hitting. Massive, massive sixers. Boundaries, in fact, no sixers been hit today. And that was again blasted through the covers. And then this was the winning moment. The winning moment when Sri Lankan Airlines were crowned champions of the plates of this World Airline Cricket 2026. Well, we will take a short break and we come back, we'll have the post-match presentation. Do stay tuned.